Hello, welcome to Tarot and Oracle for the Soul. My name is Sarah, and this week I will be doing a VR, my mid-year review. This was created by Chanel Days on her channel, Chanel Days. And I will link her video up here and put her info in the description box. I want to start before I do the video, before I do the VR, adjusting some things. I've had a troll that I woke up to this morning. Lovely. This person, Moonchild is here, has been blocked, and I should have taken a whole screenshot of the insults he spewed at me. He was upset because I was wearing this really fun, very fun Halloween wig that's pastel, and I said I didn't like a pastel deck, that I'm not really into pastels, and he had to say that the bleach must have gone to my head and that I'm stupid for not liking pastel decks, and then also that I'm stupid for not doing research about cardstock. I don't know about y'all, but when I read or hear a YouTuber, another fellow YouTuber, talk about cardstock, my eyes gloss over and I don't know. The only things I know is that I love linen cardstock and that I don't like rose petal finish. That's it. That's all I know. When you talk about like thickness, I don't know. Unless you show me a visual of comparing a deck next to the original Rider-Waite-Smith or the Thoth, I don't know what the thickness of the cards means. I don't put that in my videos anymore. I used to when I first started out, but it means nothing to me. I just don't care. And sometimes as consumers, right, we don't love everything we buy. We just buy things. Or like, for instance, for me, the magical hours that I'm not in love with yet. I haven't fallen in love with it. I haven't bonded with this deck yet. This was a pre-order for me. So I only saw what was shown on the website, which wasn't much. It sounded really cool. The artwork is stunningly beautiful. And I'm sorry, but people's tastes in decks and their needs change. Okay, so when I first started out doing Reiki 20 years ago, I was a Christian. I was raised Catholic and Congregationalist, which they are the Puritans, okay? Then I started going to a spiritualist church. Then in my 30s, I started going to Unity of Phoenix, which I loved. Then the point I'm at now is I am agnostic. But all along the way, I probably was more agnostic. I never believed in a Father God. I have always more worshipped the goddess. And I view the gods and goddesses as archetypal energies, just like the tarot is. The tarot represents archetypal energies that exist within all of us. I love when people come on my page. You go ahead and watch and leave a comment and say, you know, I don't agree with you because A, B, C, D. I love this deck because of A, B, C, D. We are allowed to have our own opinions. I apologize if somebody out there loves pastel decks. That is awesome. I love that. There is a deck literally for everyone. So who I was anyway 20 years ago, I loved pastel. I loved pink. I wanted all feminine. I was raised in a patriarchal church religion with a very patriarchal, very controlling, very domineering father and mother. Okay, I wasn't allowed to dye my hair. I wasn't allowed to wear black. I wasn't allowed to curse or swear. There was a lot of restrictions in my life. Wasn't allowed to drink soda, drink coffee. So what do you do when you become an adult, right? You kind of rebel, but you kind of are scared too. So you stick to things you know, like pastels and very girly feminine things, if that is how you've been socialized. So yes, some decks I would just jumped on the bandwagon, was like, oh, this tarot tuber who I think is really super cool likes this deck. let me try it. Let me see if I resonate. But until you actually purchase that deck, you don't know if it will resonate with you. And if any of y'all are old enough, as old as me, remember back in the day, 20 years ago, YouTube, I don't think TarotTube was really even around. You went to a New Age shop or a Wicca shop or a witchy store, and maybe they had the binder books with the tarot cards samples. Maybe they had the actual deck. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. A lot of times you were buying the deck blind. You saw maybe one or two cards. That's it. There was no information. There was very little write-up on the back. Like, this is the traditional Lenormand. There's no writing, okay? So that's how it was 20 years ago. You see something that piques your interest, you feel called to it, you buy it. We are all allowed to grow and change. What I liked yesterday, maybe today I'm not feeling it. What I liked as a teenager, this is why I think it's so important for people to get out of their comfort zones, to move, to travel, because you don't know what you like until you experience life. And you don't get to experience life if you are sheltered, if you are told what to believe, what to think, what to say. So no one can come onto my page and tell me I can't say something. No one has the right to come on my page and insult me and insult my intelligence. If you want to create your own videos in response, perfect, do it. But I know that Moonchild is here, doesn't want to do that. Moonchild is here, just wants negative attention and negative reinforcement. And it seems as if men crave that negative attention, because if they didn't do that, they don't know how to connect or build community unless they do that, unless they act negatively online or in person. It's definitely something that needs to be addressed with society, that it's not okay to verbally attack someone online or in person. I will not be told what to believe, what to say, what to do, what opinions to share. If you believe I'm hypocritical because I have a pastel wig that I bought years and years and years ago, and I thought it would be fun. I thought it looked very 80s. It fit with the theme that I was going with for that video because of the, like, it's just such big hair, right? I like to play with hair, wigs, and makeup on my videos to connect with my inner child. It's also kind of like a glamour and a protection while I am filming. I like to have fun, right? We create YouTube videos for community, or at least I do, and for fun, to have fun. And if I don't get to dress up and have fun and play with my hair and makeup, because let me tell you, like in my 20s, I used to get to play around with hair and makeup and wigs and go out to clubs and go have fun and go do all these things. But now the world is such a boring beige place that unless you live in New York City or Los Angeles or San Francisco or maybe even Chicago or Florida, like Miami, I don't think that people do that. And I don't know if those places even do that either. I knew some people who still are in DC, and I was talking to them and they're like, oh yeah, DC has totally changed. It's all just boring lounges now. There's no warehouses and raves going on every night of the week like when I was there 20 plus years ago. Okay, so I enjoy playing dress up. It makes my inner child happy. It allows me to be able to play and have fun. If you don't like seeing a grown woman who's in her middle age who just doesn't give a fuck anymore, is over the fucking patriarchy and is over people's fucking bullshit, and wants to swear when she wants to swear and wants to voice her opinion and just doesn't give a fuck, then you're on the right place. If you want someone who's just positive all the time, this probably isn't the channel for you. Because I'm not saying that other people don't give their honest opinions, but I am honest. If I don't like the cardstock, I say it. If I don't like something about the cards, maybe I loved it in a different deck, but it worked for that deck. And then it's in this other deck and it's not working for me. Hey, that's my fucking opinion. So either you know, just quietly click off my video and go away, which is fine with me, or not, that's fine, but don't come on my page and insult me and tell me the bleach must have caused brain issues, or like my stupidity, it fried my brain, and then tell me that I can't have any changes in my opinion from 20 years ago. Like, that's just fucking stupid. I hope that people change, right? I would hope that people would change in their life. Like, so the person I was in my teens is not the person that I am today. The person that I was in my teens, like, this is the reason I would have no desire to go to a high school reunion, is because the person I was in my teens I was voted most likely to succeed. I was supposed to become an attorney, okay, or a politician. That didn't happen. I already ran into a high school teacher who was like, what the fuck happened to you? I mean, he didn't say it quite that bluntly, but it was pretty blunt. We're talking about the fucking East Coast, right? So I was like, what happened to you? Like, rude. Okay, first of all, rude. Nice to see you too. Now, this was one of my favorite teachers. He's like, you were supposed to be a lawyer. What are you doing here? I was working as a lunch lady at a school. And it was just like, I'm working, man. I'm working. You know what? I was a squeaky clean. I didn't swear. I didn't date. I didn't do a lot of things. I was a good little Christian girl. I was also very opinionated then. So, you know, that hasn't changed. I'm still opinionated. I still have a voice. I've actually gotten less blunt and more quiet now, because I know a lot of times arguments aren't even worth it. So that's changed. I also don't have the that ambition drive anymore, because really my ambition in my teens was to get the fuck out of my little podunk town. It sucks that I ended up in a even worse podunk town, but at least along the way I was in DC, I was in Phoenix, I was in Los Angeles, I traveled, I got to go to a lot of other cities and places. I've seen a lot, I've done a lot. I met my goal in terms of I get to live my life how I want to live it. I live my life freely. I live my life how I want to live my life. And I go and do what I want. And I don't let anybody tell me I can't do certain things, or a certain mentality of I'm too old, or I'm too this, or I'm too that. Get the fuck out of here. So my point is we all grow and change. Sometimes we say things that sound hypocritical, and maybe without context it is, right? Y'all wouldn't know that this wig was bought years and years ago, and that I wore it specifically to go with that outfit, because it's my wig that looks the most 80s to me, okay? In college, I loved all iterations of pink. My club name, my party kid name was Cotton Candy, because I used to dress head to toe in pink, whether that be cotton candy pink, pastel pink, fluorescent pink, all the pinks in between. I wore it. If it was pink, I wore it head to toe. I had a pink wig. Unfortunately, some other asshole, some other lame ass dude was like, I don't like the wig. ripped it off my fucking head and threw it in the trash. Now, if anyone's been to a fucking rave, you know you don't want to deal with anything in the trash. So that wig was dead to me. I'm not gonna be going through vomit and whatever other bodily fluids were in that trash bin. No thank you. So that really sucks that I lost like this amazing wig that I fucking loved and I used to wear all the time to go out, because some dude thought he had the right to A, put his hands on me, B, snatch the wig literally off my fucking head, and see that he had the right to throw away my fucking property. Entitlement, people. Entitlement. All right. I will get off my soapbox. I will get off my high horse and I will start discussing the actual VR. All right. For this year so far, I have used 46 different tarot and oracle decks. That includes Lenormand, because I am learning the Lenormand. The first question is my most used deck. My most used deck is the original Lenormand, because I am learning on this deck. So that I can then learn to use my husband's Lenormand. The UFO festival here in Roswell is right around the corner. And I want to be able to use my husband's really fun alien Lenormand. Sorry, I can speak today. Alien Lenormand deck at the festival, because everyone's coming to celebrate 4th of July and the Roswell crash and aliens. So it's going to be 3 days. It's going to be, well, actually the festivities start Thursday night. So it's going to be Thursday night with a drone show, like opening ceremonies, and then Friday all day, Saturday all day, and Sunday all day. So hopefully I will be super busy giving readings at the shop downtown. And then my deck, the tarot deck that's most used, is this Abrahadabra deck that I purchased off of Fantasia Crystals website. And Fantasia Crystals, I can speak, yes I can, is a amazing metaphysical shop in Phoenix. Now I have to be very careful with what cards I show, because there's a lot of nudity and the YouTube censors would not like that. But I really like this because this is the I Ching. Now I haven't really figured out if these are also other I Ching. So it has the I Ching, and then it has the different like elements, astrology, it has the tree of life. So I am trying to learn the astrology and the tree of life, and I need still a good book on the I Ching. I haven't gotten that. I want to deepen my reading. Now this book I'm using it in conjunction, and I've shown this like so many times before, with the Crowley deck. And this tells you everything already. So like 2 of Cups, the astrology is Venus in Cancer. The tree of life is the Chokmah, which is energy through water, the polarization of emotion, and the principle of attraction that is then involved with it. The I Ching is influence or attraction. And then it has analogies, Shiva and Shakti, the complete pair of lovers, image, the garden of love, and keywords love, sensuality, and harmony. So I have this book which tells you everything, but I like the way these cards are set up, and I like the fantasy element of it. So it's the Thoth reimagined, and there's dragons, and there's mermaids, and there's these symbols, and it's a very, I'm trying to find a mermaid that I can show you, but so far, no. So I'll just show you another dragon. I think these cards are really gorgeous. I like the colors. I like the artwork. I like the symbols. And I'm using it in conjunction with, let me see if I can find this deck, the Tree of Life Oracle by David Wells. Now, I haven't really used the actual Oracle deck very much. But again, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. And listen, it's pastels, but and watercolors. I love watercolors. That's my medium I work with when I paint, is watercolor. The difference between this pastel and the pastel deck I said I didn't like was that pastel deck was muted. I don't like muted decks, like even if they're colorful, but if they're muted, I don't love that. This is bright. These are bright pastels. Almost not. They're pastel-y-ish, right? Adjacent. I want vibrancy in my colors. I mean, look at this sun card. So anyway, I have been using this really for its book, which has, what is the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, how to use the Tree of Life Oracle cards. And then it has the interpretation of the cards, the Seraph. I know I said that wrong. I apologize. And then we have the paths. And the paths correspond with the major arcana. We also then have planets, astrology signs, animals and birds, things and glyphs. So I am using this book in conjunction with this deck to strengthen my reading ability and like make more connections. So to connect it to the Kabbalah, Tree of Life, to connect it to the I Ching. Again, I don't have anything, like I'll just look it up. I'll just do a Google search of what that is. That's what I've been doing for that. But since these are the, like my practice decks, which is Thoth-based deck from a defunct magical school, I really enjoy this deck. It's probably, out of all my Thoth-inspired decks, the closest to the actual Thoth. A lot of the other Thoth-based decks I have, like they will even change like keywords or change certain things here and there. This one, I have not noticed that it's done that. A new deck. I have been bad and have gotten a lot of new decks this year, but my newest deck that I bought for myself for my birthday is the City Labyrinth. I did a live unboxing of this. Let me tell you guys, the write-ups about these cards are really harsh. Like super duper harsh. But look at the detail of the pen work in this deck. This artist not only put a lot of detail into the picture, into the people, but it just, there's so much detail. There's so much to look at. This card really captures the griminess and like just the feeling of being in the subway in New York City. I love 2000s, late 90s, well, 90s and 2000s cafe culture. So great. Can we go back, please? But yeah, the book is harsh. Like, I don't know if I necessarily agree with the write-ups, the descriptions in the book, but the cards and the artwork are just beautiful. Again, just, I love the detail. I mean, look at that. Look at all of those flags and all the different colors used, and like the lighting in this one, the play with the light and dark, and it's just captures the diversity and the beauty of New York City. I wish this card was Times Square. But yeah, so this is my newest deck. and I absolutely adore the artwork. I love the attention to detail. And I like that it's different, that it's based on the city, and you know, there's not many city decks out there. A deck that could be better. Now, I know that I've shown this deck before and everybody's shown it. I think the consensus is that most people love it. I love that people love it. It just, this deck just does not work for me. Look at how bowed my cards came. I don't know if everybody else's cards came this bowed, but mine are like super bowed. Again, this is a pre-order, and I really don't do pre-orders, you guys. I do try to be more discerning. I do absolutely love the artwork. Like this is one of my favorite cards in this deck, is the Eight of Pentacles. I love the magic of the fox coming to life in this card. Like, this is just so beautiful. So the cards are beautiful. The book is okay. I think that when you have really high expectations and you don't get to see too many cards before you get a deck, for me, if I have high expectations and things like bowed cards and just the book not being what you expected, you feel a little let down. I think that if I just purchased this after seeing flip throughs, maybe I would like it more. I saw Summer of Asteria Sen use this in one of her fairy tarot prompts. She's doing the Finding the Fairy. She's hosting that series right now, which is really fun. I would love to do it. I'm just not connected to the Fae folk here where we live. I was very connected to the Fae folk growing up. Hopefully we get back to my parents' house this summer. And while I'm there, I'm hoping to record, do a VR and do the prompts there. So maybe I'll bring this deck with me and use it. But I have other fairy decks that I like more, but we'll see. Maybe it will be a good place for me to bond with this deck, because it's a gorgeous deck. I mean, look at this Queen of Pentacles, beautiful, and the Six of Swords. I really, this is like one of my favorite cards in the deck, is the Three of Swords. So it's beautiful. It's just, I think my own hype, my own build up, and then it not meeting those expectations. I think that maybe that's why I'm like, it could have been better. I think also with this, it's important to read like what I call the introduction first. Y'all, I don't like to do that. So you do have to do that, or else the deck's not gonna really make sense. And I wanted to know more about the flowers used and why they were picked and things like that. I just wanted more, and I wanted, I guess, something a little different from what was provided. Again, that's a me problem. I'm glad that other people are connecting and loving this deck. A deck that you are currently using. So the decks I am currently using are two of my other fairy decks. First one is the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle by Lucy Cavendish, artwork by Celina French. And these cards are beautiful. I love the artwork. I absolutely just adore this artwork. And the book is phenomenal. Like, this is one of the best books. It's just so good. We have the introduction. We have Who Are the Fairies? We have Blessed by the Fairies, How to Communicate and Heal by Working with the Fairy Realm. Who can connect with the fairies? Why connect with them? Energy, beliefs, how to work with the fairies, when to work with the fairies, fairy symbols, Signs the fairies are with you. The realm of the fairies. Dark fairy. Fairy and human lovers. How to connect with the fairies via the deck. Questions to ask. Reversals. 7-card reading, the fairy star. The fairy cross. The Trinity spread. And closing thoughts. And then we have the interpretations. So we have a write-up about the fairies, and then the divinatory meaning, reverse meaning. So we have that on all of them. And this book is just so well done. The artwork is just stunningly beautiful. I absolutely love it. And then I'm pairing it with the Fairy Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. Illustrations by Howard David Johnson. Now this is where the City Labyrinth skews very negative in its interpretations of the tarot. This one obviously skews very positive. I love the artwork. You have the writing, so if you're learning, that can help you. So they've changed, instead of having cups, swords, rods, and pentacles, you have the seasons: spring, summer, winter, and autumn. Look at how cute this 3 of Autumn is. Look at this little like gnome or sprite. It's so cute. Follow your passion when it comes to your career. Be the best at what you do, being compensated for your creative talents. And look how beautiful this Ace of Spring card is. It's time to take action, be fearless, and happily pursue your most treasured dreams, amazing career opportunities. So when you need some positivity in your life and you can't handle any more frankness, I guess, this deck is like a breath of fresh air. For some reason, I can't find any winter. Okay, here we go. We have, it looks like Santa Claus with a bear. This is really like just such a pretty card. 3 of Winter. Reach out to others for comfort and love. You will grow stronger from this situation. Sadness that will heal with time. King of Winter. 8 of Winter. You have what it takes. If only you believe in yourself, thinking that you're powerless when you are not, a lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. So there is some kind of like cards that will tell you gently where maybe you're lacking or thinking incorrectly about something. But yeah, this is just such a nice deck, and sometimes you just want a gentle deck. So that's when I pull out. And I mean, look at the backs. I love the blues, greens, purples, the pops of light. It looks like fireflies. And this fairy, she's just like so pretty, and the flowers. It's just, the composition is beautiful. I do want to connect with the Fae here. I have a whole bunch of fairy statues and plants around my house. It's just that it's different fairy energy in the desert than it is in New England. 5 is the biggest surprise. That would be the Divine Feather Messenger by Allison de Nicola, artwork by David. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. This was gifted to me. You know, honestly, this deck would have never been on my radar. Look at the back. So the backs are all different, and then they correspond with the type of bird. So blackbird. The magical and unique qualities of your untapped potential are unfolding now. So I really thank Teresa for sending me this, because like I said, this would have never ever been on my radar, but I just absolutely love this deck. When I was working with it, the messages were right on. The book is amazing. The book is everything I wanted the Magical Hours book to be. This book is just, I can't rave about it enough. So they talk about the elements, about the seasons, colors, and then we go into the birds. There are a couple of spreads. It talks about angels. There's, you know, just a 3-card past, present, future spread. And then let's look up Blackbird in here. That's on page 20. The blackbird has long been considered a bird of mystery with its unique folklore. This is a messenger who often communicates through his loud and magical song. Blackbirds with their dark plumes are associated with the unseen worlds and are thought to be the gateway to the unseen reality. Blackbirds remind us that not everything is as it seems to the naked eye. Message. So then it gives you the message, and then it gives you energies, mystery, hidden potential, seasons, spring, summer, fall, element, air and water, color, black and red, affirmation. I embrace and open to the mystery and magic in life. I absolutely love that. So you get a little bit about each bird, and then you get the divinatory message, and then energy, season, element, color, and affirmation. It was so fun playing with this deck. I loved learning the little tidbits about each bird. I love this watercolor effect. These cards are so simple. Like, that's why they would have never been on my radar, but just so well done. Just an absolutely phenomenal deck that I just connected, and like, I didn't have to work to bond with this deck. So yeah, sometimes decks that would never be on your radar are amazing. I would never buy this deck for myself, but I am so grateful that it's in my collection. I love the messages. It's so comforting and just such a beautiful deck. Beautiful messages. I love the mantras. I feel very blessed to have this deck in my collection. 6, Deck Crush. This was another deck, the Pause Tarot by Weisfeld, The Future is in Your Pause, that I bought on a whim. I knew I had the feminine Weisfeld deck, and I just really enjoyed that deck. I thought it was really well done. Look at the gilding. That at first I didn't love this deck. Like, I expected something else in my mind. I had like a different expectation for, this deck. However, as I played with it more, used it more, the book and the messages and just how right on everything was, I was like, oh, I love it. The cats are just so whimsical, so fun. It's different enough, but I don't have to learn a whole new system. And like, look at this card. It just makes my inner child so happy. These colors, they're so vibrant. And I mean, look at this Devil card. Like, even that's cute. This 2 of Cups with a snake, and you have this like board looking, that almost looks like a lion. With the cat couple having their breakfast. It's just, or their dessert. They're eating pie and drinking coffee, or their milk probably. And it's so cute. Look at this 4 of Wands. So this was a deck that, like I said, at first I was like, oh, I don't like it. It's just so good. Let me pull up 7 of Wands. So we have the upright keywords, upright love meaning, upright career meaning, upright finance meaning, and then we have reversed. So, and then on the bottom here, it says, it is time to take value-aligned action. Have a risk management plan in place to avoid and foresee potential issues in the future. So I love this little book. It's tiny but mighty. Is the writing small and do I struggle? Yes, but I was able to read that without my glasses on, without too much struggle. So as long as I can do that, you know, it's okay. So this deck has become a deck crush. It's one of my favorite decks. I love using this for readings. It's very balanced. It's very fair. And it's just so cute. A single favorite card. All right. So I don't have a single favorite tarot card from the Galactic Star. I have multiple and I couldn't choose. For originality, look at this Chariot card. This Chariot card is so cool that it has the Merkaba. I have not seen that before. I have not seen that in any other tarot card deck before. It has the same symbols, but you have the Merkaba. And just with the sun in the background and the city, and like you see the like fighter jets up there and her rods with the fire. Like this is just such a badass, really cool chariot. I love it. And I love that it's a woman. She's driving this, she's in control. She's controlling her fate, her destiny. Nobody else. I love that. I also really love this High Priestess card with Saturn in the background and the moon, and she's sitting on her crystal throne, and you can just tell she's deeply tapped into her intuition. This is such a beautiful card. And then how can you not love this Four of Wands with the dolphins swimming in the background, and they're celebrating this person's success. Or this Three of Cups that looks so much, you know, like Greece and friends just having fun. Let me read you the mantra for the Three of Cups and the Four of Wands, because I really love the write-up in here. So we'll start with the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a card of happy celebrations and joy. You just passed a significant milestone in your life, and everything seems to be settling down after a massive shift. Acknowledge the amazing work that you have been doing and take a break. Maybe even take a swim in the aquamarine ocean with the dolphins and whales. There's the retrograde meaning, which is the reverse, and then the message, and I'll just do the mantra. The stars celebrate with me as I honor my growth and accomplishments. And then Three of Cups. Joyful energy is attractive, even as he walks away. The Pleiadian star being, that doesn't seem right. I guess I'll just go with it. Can't help but turn his head to keep watching. Drawn to the starseed's energy, we can always find something to celebrate on any given day. The galactic energy of celebrating wins is a potent manifestation frequency to quantum leap you to your goals. Today is going to be a good day, so gather with some friends and give 3 cheers to your amazing life, creative collaborations, and achievements. Star mantra. I celebrate my own accomplishments and the wins of others. Absolutely, because celebrating and being happy for others brings that joy and that happiness into your life. It's not a competition. We don't need to be in competition with each other. It's really great to support your friends, your family, your community. A win for them is a win for you. And then I also really love cards for daily gratitude. I'm going to show you my favorite card from this. Appreciate the simple things in life. I love that there's a book and there's a record player and tarot cards. I mean, look at that, just attention to detail. Just drinking water and having food and your cell phone. They even included the cell phone, like, and reading. Just all the simple pleasures in life that maybe sometimes we take for granted. Little things in life that make your day easier often go unnoticed. Write a list of the small things in daily life that make it more abundant Example, clean water, electricity, food, etc. Imagine life without these things and feel your appreciation for them. I know I appreciate running water, hot water, clean water, my bed, clean clothes, clean sheets, my little doggy Bella, Pumpkin, my husband, and just books. And I appreciate all of you. I appreciate this Tarot to You community. I really do. I will take this time to say thank you to all my new and old subscribers. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for putting up with my rants. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for hitting the like button and subscribing and commenting. It really means so much to me. And doing those things are free. It costs nothing. So when I go watch somebody else's video, I always try to hit the like and subscribe button and leave a nice comment, even if it's just a heart. Even if it's just leaving a heart emoji, just to acknowledge that I watched the video, I was there, and I appreciate their time and effort. Because as fun as YouTube is, especially TarotTube, it's so much fun. It's still work. Editing videos takes forever, and it's in editing videos that I'm like, why am I doing this? And I just want to like go live more often, because editing videos is the bane of my existence. But I also don't want people to be annoyed by my and my brain farts. Question 8. A deck that makes you happy. That would be the Adventure Tarot, a road trip inspired deck for self-discovery and belonging by Elizabeth Shue, artwork by Jenny Shane. I love this book and this deck. Look at that gold gilding. I just love how playful and like the movement of the cards. I love this Fool. Like, the Fool card is amazing. All of the cards in this deck are amazing. Again, it looks very watercolor. It looks like they were watercolor paintings, and they're very simple, but there's feeling in these cards, and I really do feel the sense of adventure and the peace and the contentment and the excitement and the energy and the community and the love of these cards. And even the sadness, because even if you're living your dreams, even if you're living the life you wanted or how you wanted, sadness still creeps in, right? Or, you know, there's always the good with the bad. That's what I always say. You can get everything you wanted in life, and you could still feel sad. You can still feel depressed. You can still feel like you want more. That is the internal work. That is the work of spirituality. That is the work of learning to fill yourself up, fill your cup up. It could mean you need to sleep. It could mean you need to rest. It could mean you need to detox from watching the news. It could mean you need to go out with your friends. It could mean you need to go take a bath. It could mean you need to go dancing. It could mean you need to go play with your cat or your dog. It could mean so many different things. But things, careers, relationships, friends, pets, children, these things can't fill us. They can keep us busy, they can keep us occupied, but we have to fill up our own cups. We have to have our inner sense of well-being, our inner sense of, well, this is who I am and I'm living my life how I want. It doesn't matter what other people's expectations are. I had to leave my hometown so that I could live my dreams. I could live how I want, which was in complete freedom. Freedom to go clubbing every night of the week if I wanted to, which I did for a while. The freedom to swear, to curse, to dress how I want, to have fun, to connect with my inner child, to heal, to realize that even though I was always told that I had the best childhood, I had the best parents, I had the best family, I had the best that feeling of there was something wrong was because there was something wrong. And then working on myself to heal that. Just like people on the spiritual path, just because they practice spirituality doesn't mean they're perfect. Absolutely not. We're human beings and we're here to have a human experience, and the human experience is fucking messy. Okay, a great guidebook. This is another deck that honestly was so surprising to me. I purchased it on a whim and I had no expectations for this deck, but I saw that it was about the arts, and this is by Isabel Hayes, and I love the arts. My husband is an artist, so I wanted to be an artist. In some ways I am, but not to the extent that my husband is. He is a professional. But these cards, look at this. They're edged in yellow, matte yellow, like just so beautiful. And the colors, this is on linen too. And the artwork, like, just blew me away. I love, love, love the colors, the vibrancy, the life, the beauty of these cards. And then the guidebook, holy moly, y'all. This is a US Games deck. Look at how chunky, this little nugget is. This book is humongous. So we have dedication, introduction, upright and reverse cards, the major arcana, the minor arcana, the heart spread with gratitude, and then meet the author. This book is a total of, well, just without the notes, is 286 pages. That is so much. Here is the artist. Amazing. So at the beginning of each suit, the suit of pentacles, it says element, earth, stability, security, wealth, nature, material world. In this tarot deck, the pentacles have been replaced by vinyl records. I mean, how cool is that? So for the Ace of Pentacles, we have about the photo. So you have a full, like a colored photo. And then it says, the heart speaks. And then keywords. And then you have a quote from an artist. So this says, Bonanza, the hand of good fortune and happiness, has descended upon your garden of the heart. When the Ace of Pentacles appears in a reading, it foretells new beginnings and unexpected strokes of good luck. The heart speaks. So I'm going to skip it. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. It's a lot of writing, but it's amazing. It's not unnecessary. Everything that's written is like right on. Okay, the heart speaks. You reap what you sow. Activate the law of attraction. In the garden of life, the ace is golden. You will be granted and realize many wishes, and the possibilities are endless. Keywords: open heart, new beginnings, abundance, prosperity, wealth, good luck, comfort. Closed heart, financial worries, oppressive heart, unavailable, lost opportunities, apathy. The quote: carry the beginning to the last stroke. Kevin Weckbach, American painter. I really like this quote because this is how I feel, and this is why I love, as an air sign, as a Gemini, I love being with earth signs. They keep me grounded. I used to be so airy. I used to be so in my head and above my head and like in the ethers all the time. I didn't want to be embodied. I didn't want to be incarnate. I hated being my body. I hated my body. I was so disassociated. It's taken 20 years to embody and to be in my body and to appreciate my body. And of course, once I became embodied fully, my body, because I hated it so much for so long and was so disassociated from it, that now it's kind of like it's failing me. isn't that the way? But you know what? I appreciate my body. It allows me to dance, to play, to hug my animals, to play with my animals, to walk, to swim. I love swimming. To give tarot readings to people, to do this. So I am thankful for my body. It's just sad that it's taken me so long and that I abused it for so long, that now that I'm fully embodied, it's full of aches and pains and lots of issues, lots of chronic conditions that just keep piling on with every decade. You must always plant your feet firmly on the ground if you want to be able to jump up in the air. Joan Marrow, 1893 to 1983. That's cool. Spanish painter and sculptor. So I love this little chunky monkey right here. This book is amazing. I love the artist quotes. I love the deck. Seriously, if I, and the little armadillo, if I didn't just buy this on a whim because it was on sale, I would have never, I don't really see people talk about this deck very much. Maybe I'm just watching the wrong channels, but this deck deserves more hype than what it's getting. Like, it deserves all the hype. Question 10, a deck you want by the end of the year. So I want the Essenceofthemoon Tarot, 100 cards, are you kidding me? Amazing. The artwork is playful and fun and colorful. I think it looks like an amazing deck that you could learn a lot from. So that's on my wish list, and I have pre-ordered from US Games another deck, so hopefully it doesn't let me down. It looks very anime, and I love anime. I love that art style and just how cute and whimsical and fun it is. That is the Stellar Vault Tarot that's coming out sometime in August. So fingers crossed that I haven't hyped it up too much in my head, because again, the artwork looks amazing, but I could have it hyped up too much that it's a disappointment. 11, which deck hasn't been used yet or barely used? So like I said, that's the Tree of Life Oracle. I want to actually use this as an oracle and not just for the book. Favorite video you've made this year? So on Sarah's Prismatic Musings, it would be the interview I did with my nephew where we talked about UFOs, dreams, and we talked about like one other thing. I love talking with my nephew. He is so articulate. Oh, we talked about ghosts, UFOs, and dreams. So spiritual and so tapped in, and he always has been. He is just such a gentle soul and so articulate and well spoken. I can't wait to see what he does with his life, and I really do hope that he becomes the politician he wants to become. He went to law school. I did not, so I'm glad he was able to do that. Life has a way of working out. But for this channel, my favorite video was the interview I did with Celina. I had so much fun. Celina is just such a beautiful soul, such a joy. Her joy, her appreciation, her gratitude is so contagious. She is so giving, so loving, so generous. And she bought like a bunch of my husband's Lenormand decks, his art prints. So thank you, Celina. And she's just such a beautiful soul. And we can all just aspire to be a little bit more open like her and giving and gracious. And she's one of the most gracious people I've ever met in my life. And I mean, I know I haven't met her in real life, right? But just speaking with her, you feel that gratitude, you feel that appreciation, and I feel blessed that I've been able to be friends with her on YouTube and interview her and just be in her space, because she's amazing. There's so many other awesome, amazing creators too that I just absolutely love their videos, like Summer from Asteriasen. I love seeing her work with the fairies and her land where she lives, and just so many other, you know, even Chanel Days. Like, I love seeing her outings in Australia and like where she lives. And it's just really fun to get a glimpse into other people's lives and what they're doing and where they live, and it's really fun. There's just so many amazing creators on YouTube, and I wish I had the time to watch everybody, but unfortunately I don't, and I really wish I did. I wish I could just, that's part of the problem, I think, with my insomnia, is that I want to watch everybody's videos and I want to be able to interact with everybody, and you just can't do that. Mystic Mand in Ireland, like, I love hearing her stories too. But the last question is to pull a card for the energies for the next 6 months. Since I love this book so much, I'm going to pull a card from the Tarot of Hearts. What will the energy for the next 6 months be? What will the energy for the next 6 months be? What will the energy for the next 6 months be? What will it be, the collective energy for the next 6 months be? Ooh. Ooh, 5 of Wands. That's not good. That's not what I want to see. What to do when the world is against you. When the card appears in your spread, it means that interpersonal competitiveness is present in all arenas of life. Competition can be aggressive and involve a struggle with a negative outcome, but it can also be positive when participants share a vision and their resolve is strengthened with new ideas and valid arguments. Silence is golden. Keep emotions under control because what you see may not always be the truth. Conflict and disagreements are sometimes inevitable. Positive resolution is key. Victory may sometimes come at a personal cost. Keep at the peace. Forgive yourself for past mistakes. Kindle your heart. Blocked. Tension, competition, arguments, and rivals. Turn anger and stress into creative positivity. Make art. Todd Anthony, American contemporary artist. So I don't see this as, because I'm doing a collective reading, that it's on the personal. I believe, you know, this has to do with a conflict in the world and potentially, well, and the conflicts here. I'm in the United States. There's so much conflict. I did a reading for the next 3 years on my channel. Not many people watched it. That's fine. It wasn't a sensational reading. It just said, mind your own peace. Watch your own energy. Watch what you're consuming. Remain calm. Remain centered. Remain grounded. Do what you feel you need to do to protect your energy, your space, your home, your family, your children. Do what you can politically, but don't get caught up in the 24-hour news cycle. Don't get caught up in the every day it's something else. Try to only glance at the news, like give yourself like 15 minutes per day and like read it. Maybe read the news rather than watch it on TV, because on TV it's just meant to throw you off. It's meant to evoke a lot of emotions, and we don't want to create emotional entanglement in this. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want the karmic ties to this situation. I personally really want this to be my last incarnation, because I'm really like this I'm tired. My soul is tired that we're still fighting all these isms. And in a post I wrote that I don't believe, and I saw this too, a friend shared it with me, that theorists believe that really society hasn't evolved. Technology has evolved and then de-evolved and then evolved again, and then we go through these cycles. But mentally, emotionally, have we really evolved? Have we really become better versions of human beings than 100 years ago, 200 years ago? Maybe it's also cyclical. My point is that I don't want to worry about things I can't control. I can't control other people's behavior or actions. I can only mend and mind my own peace. I can only take care of my house and my family and my own peace, right? So I know that sounds selfish. Listen, I am like the biggest political advocate. Like, I used to eat this stuff up. Point is that news cycles are meant to invoke emotion. It's a form of energy harvesting. You don't want to get caught up in it. Do what you can do. take action steps that you can take, build community. I've said this over and over again. I'm sure most people know where you stand. It doesn't have to keep being repeated. Write letters, call your congressmen and women, you know, protest. I love all of that. I love all of that. But maybe social media isn't the place to do it because it just creates this. We don't want this. I don't want this. I absolutely don't want this. I want peace in my life. I want that, you know, 3 of Cups energy, the 4 of Wands energy. I want fun and community, and I want color. I don't want my life in black and white. I don't want it in beige. I don't want it in grayish. I don't want it. I want my life in color. I want my life like this. I mean, I know we all do, and we all deserve this. We don't, no. So I always say, let's fix it. We have the power, and if we don't like the way things are going in our life, change it. Anyway, thank you, Chanel, for creating this tag. Thanks for sticking with me. I know it was a long one. I'll see you all next time. Have fun and keep on shuffling. Bye, y'all.